Warning, this podcast contains bad English, bad jokes, and incomprehensible references to Italian culture.
Totally incompetent. Totally incompetent. Totally incompetent music podcast.
Hi, I'm Anto, the Emperor.
Hi, I'm Izzy.
Hi, I'm Francis.
And this is a Totally Incompetent Music Podcast.
Hey!
Welcome back.
We're on air.
Nice.
How are you guys?
Fine. It was a full month.
Not too bad. I didn't get addicted to any kind of drug in the meantime. So it's pretty, I would say, a positive month.
That's nice to say.
That's already a good result. Yeah. For me, it was a pretty warm month. Thank you, global warming.
It's because you're very hot, Francis.
Oh, thank you, Izzy. That's why I always record naked, but you know.
Yeah, it's good that you specify that to the audience.
That do not know that you're naked, but that's nice to know even for them. You know?
They will never know whether it's true or not. Great guy.
We can confirm.
Perfect.
So sexy. So, welcome back. And what do you say? Let's move straight to the incompetent music news.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Totally incompetent news.
So, I think Izzy has something to tell us.
Yeah, I have some news for this month. And the first news is the fact that it's just me that I really want to moan about the Master of Puppets. I cannot bear it anymore. I understand that Stranger Things put it on the top 10, Spotify, blah, 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 Master of Puppets everywhere. But I cannot bear it anymore to see 700 gazillion of covers on YouTube about Master of Puppets. I cannot bear it anymore. I don't know, guys, what you think about that.
You don't even have a TikTok account. I mean, it's come on.
No, thanks God.
Yeah, and actually it made me hate Master of Puppets. That was like one of my favorite, and yeah, now I think I moved to Lizzo and Dua Lipa and stuff like that. No, it's not true, but yeah.
It's definitely a good choice, Anto, I have to say.
I know.
On other news that I want to talk about, there is one that makes me really laugh. It's about Steel Panther. It's one of my favorite bands. And so it looks like that by mistake, they uploaded a documentary on Amazon Prime, not about Steel Panther, but about Motley Crue. And they put as a picture of this documentary, a picture of Steel Panther. And that probably some people don't know that there is a bit of not a very good relationship between Steel Panther and the Motley Crue. I don't want to enter in the bitching kind of situation. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be bitching, but I really find it hilarious because Motley Crue really hates Steel Panther because they are mocking all the stereotypes of what the Motley Crue are. But the thing is, Motley Crue take themselves so seriously about that, and yeah. So I found that really hilarious.
Yes, I mean, it's completely hilarious also. It's like if Led Zeppelin took personally songs from Greta Van Fleet, but I heard that Robert Plant really laughs at them, and not in a bad way. I mean, just he's just happy there are young kids, not kids, young people just rocking around, even though they're just an imitation of other stuff.
Anyway, I'm quite sure that the people in Amazon are quite the fan of Steve Panther and wanted to do an inside joke about that.
Yeah, I totally believe that is definitely an inside joke, or because it's too bizarre to be a mistake.
Awesome.
Anyway, another thing that I want to say is the fact that I started working on a music project. That's another piece of news. This is not something totally sensational, totally new, but technically this new music project I'm working on is called Lysis Theory.
Cool.
And technically it's just I realized in my late 30s that I have a lot of stuff that I recorded over the years with a lot of bands and a lot of stuff, and it's really a shame that it doesn't get out in a certain way. So what I'm doing is finalizing a lot of these ideas, recording them and putting that online on Spotify.
Nice.
So you're going to hear some music that I'm making. The first single that I'm going to push on Spotify in the next few days, hopefully when the podcast is going to be online, I will put the link in the description. Is the title of the song is Escape from Omicron Persei. It's a bit of a nerdy song. We'll let you judge that. Francis, I'm talking a lot. Go ahead, say something, because I feel a kind of monologue here.
Something.
Keep us updated about that, this new project. Absolutely. Super cool. Just a couple of pieces of news. The first is just for the lols. Some people just published a musical song, a musical piece from Los Disturbados, which is just a mashup between Stupefy from Disturbed and the Macarena, which is just amazing. I'll leave the link in the description because I just want all of you to hear that.
I confirm that I love the internet for this kind of stuff.
I mean, I don't know if I should be happy or horrified or I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It's a mixture of things that I won't be able to process for a long time, I guess.
Absolutely, you need to process it, and the most problematic thing to process is when you start to bob your head while hearing the song. That's the main issue. At that point, you start questioning your whole life.
Hey, Macarena.
kind of.
Noise.
Another piece of news is about Luke Holland. I don't know if you heard of him.
No, I didn't heard of him. Who's Luke Holland?
So Luke Holland is basically a virtuoso drummer who became famous on the social media, mostly on YouTube, while uploading basically his performance while covering many songs on the drums. And according to me, is one of the most promising young drummers around now. Because I mean, starting with social media, a lot of people with a lot of talent started to emerge, and the standards are now much more difficult to be compared. And basically, if you know the band Politia, we probably talked about it. Sorry. They're just a prog band. I don't even know how to call their genre because it's not exactly prog rock.
They say it's math rock.
Yeah, I was thinking about masturbation rock. Can we say masturbation? I don't remember.
I think masturbation is allowed just in terms that is not proper masturbation, but musical masturbation.
Musical masturbation is okay. Okay, so I would say that. Yep. Please go on. Sorry.
That's becoming one of our mottos. I mean,
really nice.
Basically, he wrote and recorded the drums for 6 songs of the upcoming album from Politia. And the name of the album is Remember That You Will Die. That probably from for Italian
Wait
people.
that I sign it. Just an Italian citation.
Absolutely.
Sorry, please go on.
And the first song is Neurotica. And I listened to it, quite interesting, as always, very, very technical. Also, Luke Holland is a very technical drummer, even though I think he also has a lot of feeling in what he plays. And honestly, I think it's something that is quite missing from Politia's playing.
I totally agree, because I have to say, Politia, they are technically amazing players, but I have to say they are very, they sound, I assume is the kind of sound that they are looking for, very artificial, very clinic, I don't know, very dry,
cold.
Yeah, it will be really interesting. Looking forward to it, to hear the new album.
Absolutely.
Okay, I go with another news here, which is Eurovision Song Contest, the most hated contest of all the time. Sorry, loved by the Brits, which is the country, and I live in UK, so and Brits really love the Eurovision Context. And even though Ukraine won the last year, and usually is the country that wins the contest that hosts the following year. So for obvious reasons, there's a war going on there. So UK, that is the second one, that has been the second one in the contest, decided to host the contest in UK. But the problem is that there is not an arena available for that in that period. It looks like it takes more or less 8 weeks of preparation, but there are a lot of artists that are touring in these big arenas, which are Elton John, Celine Dion. So I will say BBC needs to have the courage to say, okay, Elton John, move your...
That will never happen in the UK.
Please move. Please move.
Yeah, exactly. Celine Dion the same. But so there is also a concert by Maneskin in that period in London at the O2 Arena, which I find impressive, because it's a huge arena, and having an Italian band there is so unusual. But especially there are many dates of Magic Mike Live. You're thinking, is it a musical act? No, it's not. It's the live action version of the famous movie Magic Mike.
I mean
Male strippers in their best performances. So I will say, I think Magic Mike will be much better than the Eurovision contest in general. But I also think that I'm sorry for the BBC, but next time don't candidate yourself to host the Eurovision contest if it's so tricky.
Or don't plan to win it. I mean, just don't participate, you know.
So, if we are done with the Totally Incompetent news, I think we can move on.
I think it's time for an totally incompetent review. Yoo-hoo! What do you think?
Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo!
Let's go.
Yoo-hoo!
Totally Incompetent.
Totally Incompetent Review.
So, guys.
So, for today, the album we will talk about was chosen by me, and it is going to be Fear of the Dawn by Jack White.
So, with the fact that it's been chosen by you, that means it's going to be an imperial record, in a sense, because you are the emperor, right?
Of course. I mean, why are you asking? It's kind of a given, right? Anyway, so let's talk about it. Let's start with some info on Jack White. That is actually the stage name of John Anthony Gillis. He's a singer, guitarist, but also plays piano and drums and almost everything.